Hi, welcome to week 7, how to teach your horse to lead by the tail. So this is quite demanding in that there are a few specific ingredients you do need to make sure you've got in place. So I don't necessarily expect everybody to master this in 1 week, but what you can do is have a look and see which ingredients it is that you need to be working on so that you can get closer to being able to do this. The ultimate concept is that your horse is learning to yield to pressure. So they're making an effort to feel what you're directing them with and go with it rather than go with their natural instinct, which is when they feel pressure to push against it and try and liberate themselves that way. And by doing this in as many different ways as possible with our horses, we help them to become more logical, problem solving partners rather than um, relying on their instincts as prey animals. So the first thing that I would want to check out before I start playing without leading by the tail is that my horse is confident with me around their back end and tail. And so I'll do this initially from a distance if I was unsure, especially if it's a horse I don't know too well, and build up. Can I stroke them there? Can I put commotion and energy behind there, and they know just to relax, that energy is not meant for them to do anything with, um, and it's not actually aimed at them, it's just something happening around them like the wind in the trees that I can then play with them quite comfortably, that I can actually be behind them and play around with pressure behind them, that I can, good boy, got no room, thank you, that I can, good boy, good boy, just put energy in the ground behind them, around them, and they know that just relax, it's just friendly. And again, there's no intention coming from me, and that's the difference between when I give him a cue to do something, is he feels the preparation cue and my energy, my intensity come up that has an expectation of him, or when my energy is very neutral, it's not focused on him at all. I could be thinking about what I had for breakfast, and so he can just accept that. The other thing that I like to make sure my horse is good at is that it can back up. As you saw, Bear started offering that straight away. And the less I have to do to get that back up, the better lead by the tail will make sense to him. Good boy. And forward. Good. And then that I can be further back and have him come back. Good boy. Well done. This one. Good. Then I'm going to come back to his tail and rub on him. Good boy. So he's already offering a little bit of backwards, and that's fine. When you start out, if your horse is starting to think backwards, it can really help with them to then receive the cue and offer the right answer. This one. Very good. I'm going to stand here and grab on him. Very good boy. Good boy. So I don't want him to anticipate, and here that is one of the things that when you have been working on something, your horse can start anticipating. So lots of rubbing can help them to start relaxing and wait for your actual energy cue. Again, it's all about helping them differentiate between when you're doing stuff that they don't need to respond to and when you're doing stuff you do want them to respond to. Good boy. So again, I'm just getting myself ready. ready, and he can feel the lightest energy on this rope. He can feel the stick. Walk on, and stand. Good boy. And he's already waiting. He's already anticipating. Your horse is probably not going to be at this point when you first start out, and you might have to do quite a bit to get your horse to start coming backwards. So as I start to lift the tail, if I was first doing this, I'll give them the cue on the tail and then start shaking the rope. The moment he steps back, I would then release. Now, because Bear knows this better, I don't need to release straight away. But if this is his first time doing this, and I ask him to come back, and then we see how distracted he's getting, I would then release the moment that he offers his step. So good boy. Even go give him a treat. The longer it's taken your horse to get it, the more of a reward you want to give them. So once your horse has got the concept along the wall, where you're able to have some support to stop him from turning their haunches left or right, because you've got the wall on one side and you've got your rope and stick on the other, and you can then start practicing backing them through areas that they're already quite comfortable with. So this is why when we looked at our backing up challenge, we gave it purpose, and we looked at backing up through things, because it can really help then with having conversations about other concepts like this. Good boy. Very good. Walking up. And good. Very good. Good boy. Good boy. Very good. When it's time to start looking at turning your horse's haunches by leading by the tail, there's two ways that I've worked with this. One is by using things that they understand, so they understand going in their stable or going into the gate, so I can start leading them round a corner that goes towards something they're already thinking about backing towards, and that's quite an effective way of doing it. Another way is to position yourself so that you can take a feel, good boy, and stand. Just wait until he's not offering, good boy, and then tap on the other side if you need to. So if he started to turn his haunches away, I can then reach around and tap on the other side. Good boy. What you choose to do with the rope is up to you. You might do away with the rope, have it over their neck. You might even have it around the outside of them so that you can lean it along them, if that's what suits you. At all times, think about what is safe for you and your horse, and whether you feel ready to take on that step. And good boy. Very good. So I put a little pressure on, and then as he comes to me, I will release. Good boy. Very good. And in this way, he feels thinking about the backing up there, because the gate is open. I can now shut that, or I can bring the tail over. If I need to, I can tap. Good boy. Really reassure him. And it's that release that he's always looking for. Good boy. Very good. So there he actually shifted his weight before I even really put a feel on the tail. He saw me getting myself ready. And that's the kind of level that you want your horse to be engaged and prepared. Good boy. Ready? Good boy. So I'll keep pressure on if he goes the wrong way. Over. Good. Good boy. One more. Good boy. Well done. And just really, really praise him when he finds the right answer. Good boy. You can have lots of fun with this. You can create obstacles. You can do weaves. So I really look forward to seeing the fun you guys have with backing your horse, leading by the tail.